for the commander and myself, because there was a behavior that was displayed from a person, and if that behavior ever comes up again, I have something on paper to say that it happened. Now, the Army, again, is drawing down. Everybody knows that. So everybody's changing systems. My system is the equal opportunity reporting system. Now, in that system, normally with a informal complaint, I wouldn't do anything. All I would do is go in there and say, Master Lewis, West Point, 6 informals. That's it. No names, no socials, no nothing. Well, now the Army's saying, we want to know the behaviors. We want trend analysis. We want to be able to do trend analysis. We want to be able to see numbers. We want to be able to track that person from base to base to base. So now, if you have an informal complaint, with the memorandum for record, I go in, I put your name, I put your social, I put the incident, I put where you were at, and I put the outcome. Now, in that system of EORS, a EOL, if you go to Germany, or EOA, can go in that system, bring up your name, and see that behavior. So if you did something, or if you decide to do that same behavior in Germany, they have something there to say, okay, this just didn't happen. This wasn't an accident. This is a learned behavior that this person was not rehabbed from. So now we must go to the next action. And that's just the way the Army has changed the program or the system. So understand that. With the informal, memorandum for record is generated, but it can't go in EORS. And then there's a formal. With the formal complaint, that's more paperwork. That's more notifications. We also have 72 hours, myself and the commander, we have 72 hours to notify the General Court Martial Convening Authority. For you, it is Colonel Rideout. We have 72 hours to notify Colonel Rideout, let him know that he has a formal equal opportunity complaint going on in the military police company. Let him know what it is and get him all the paperwork so he can do all the notifications. He can assign a 15-6 officer. Once that 15-6 officer is assigned, then they get with me, we go over questions, and it's the whole process of paperwork that's done between the two parties, the person that has been aggrieved and the person that is doing that behavior. And then we get back with that person. Reprisal plans are done between both parties, everybody involved, along with witnesses. Reprisal plans are done. Those reprisal plans are done by the commander, and they're also done by the General Court Martial Convening Authority. So you're covered in both angles where no one can reprise against you. And then the investigation goes forth. Once it's found to be substantiated or unsubstantiated, the commander, along with the General Court Martial Convening Authority, can decide to either move that person out of the company or leave the person where they are until it's over. And once it's over, that person is notified via a memo saying, hey, this is what's going on, this is what happened, and this is how we're going to go forth with the punishment. And then you go into the punishment phase. So those are the ways that you can handle a equal opportunity complaint. And like I said, here on West Point, the biggest problem that we have, between cadets, between staff and faculty, between the companies, whether it be the hospital, the DENTAC, MP company, people will know that they have been discriminated against. They will directly deal with it. However, there's no record of it. And, you're thinking about it, you're saying, I don't want to be no snitch, I don't want to tell, I don't want to rock the boat, the Army's being ultra sensitive, why are we doing this? Well, if there's no record of it, when I come and I do a command climate survey, and let's say for the MP company, it says the MP company has racist behaviors. They have racist behaviors. It's above the Army standard. When that goes to Colonel Rideout, then now we have a problem, but I have nothing on paper. So now people are down here trying to figure out, where are these racist behaviors coming from when there was something going on, but people just didn't want to report it. And when that happens, you hurt the whole system because that person that showed that behavior is allowed to PCS and PCS and PCS and continue to show that behavior that they've learned in their socialization process, which ends up hurting different companies and units and battalions with paperwork and cases and all this other stuff, when it could have been stopped once it happened. Any questions? That's the first part of the class. Are there any questions? Yes, sir.
So, could we talk about, for a few minutes, that initial response, that initial interaction you have with the individual that comes to you and says, I have a problem? Because I think a lot of people now believe that they can use these avenues for situations that aren't really inside the lane.
Right.
You know, they're pushing a square peg through a round hole. They're
Correct.
saying it's EO, but it's not really.
Correct.
On the civilian side, specifically here on the garrison side, the EEO folks are required to start in sort of an investigation
Right.
without and then to find out whether it's a valid concern.
Yes, sir.
Versus saying, yeah, this really isn't us. You need to go see
Right.
these people.
Yes, sir. Well, with my process, or the Army process, is a little different. As the commander said, with the EEO with civilians, it doesn't matter. Once they walk into Mr. Jenkins' door, he has to take it. It's no, I don't want to take it, or go to IG, or go to, no. Once they walk in his door, whether right, wrong, or indifferent, he must accept it. And then he has what they call EEOCs, which are counselors that go out and they do the investigation and find out whether it's founded. With myself, with those 5 protected categories, the initial interaction is, when you come in my office, I understand that 1, you're upset because something just happened. I understand that. 2, I understand that you want action now. You want something to happen right now, whether, you know, and it could be something that's very well I can't do, or the system can't do, or the Army can't do. But it's out of that anger that you're telling me this. So that initial interaction is for me to, 1, calm that person down and figure out, okay, what happened? And then now find out if they fit those 5 protected categories. If they don't fit my 5 protected categories, then I don't say, hey, you know, you can get up, kick rocks, get out of my office now. You don't fit my 5 protected categories. What I do is I try to direct them to either the IG or the MPs or wherever, what other system that's out there that can help that person. Because you know, they're pretty upset once they get to the point to where they do come in my office, that they're pretty upset about something that just didn't feel right. It just didn't sit or fit that test, and it's something that may have sparked something that happened to them in the past as they were growing up, or something that they feel, which is a perception of how they feel. And that's where you have to break up. I also help them break up that perception, because some people, my perception is my reality. This is what I believe. This is how it's going to be, and nobody's going to be able to take me out of there. And that's where you get into, well, you know what? Your perception may be wrong. Let's look at these avenues of how it may be wrong or it may be right. And then now let's get the help that you need, or I'm going to go forth with this case. Did I answer that, sir?
Absolutely.
Okay. Anything else? So out of that first part of the class, the biggest thing that I can get to you is you are sensors for the commander in your company. Not only sensors for the community when you work in the road, but you're sensors for the commander in your company. You drive your climate within your unit. So if you walk around and you say, I don't like my unit, it's probably because you've driven a climate in your unit that is a negative climate. All right, so make sure that when things go on, you are letting the command know, you're letting the commander know, or you are reporting it, because overall that changes the command climate within your company. Because what people don't know is what they can't help you with. They can't fix. Anything else? All right, let's go to the second part. Stop that.